Yes, guys, let me know once you see my screen. Okay, we are in second chapter, that is enterprise structure. So if anybody got business knowledge, like what I can say, marketing experience or a corporate experience already, they can understand what is enterprise structure. But no worries, enterprise structure or org structure is a generic term which you can also understand though you are new. So enterprise structure is the structure of your business. If you have a business, you will have a hierarchy for that. Okay, hierarchy means the org units. Let's say the representatives or the branches or locations of your business. So you can use different terms to identify your business, right? Let's say you have a trading company, electronics trading company, let's say XYZ Traders, located in Mumbai. That is your head office, corporate office. Okay. Then you have branch offices all over India, like sales offices. Okay. Then you have distribution centers. You have one distribution center in Mumbai, one in Delhi, one in Bangalore, one in Hyderabad, like this. So these all are called distribution centers, right? Then, so you sell different kinds of products. Let's say you sell technology products, information technology products, consumer electronics, home appliances. Yeah, these are the kinds or types of products you sell. Okay, you have distribution channels, right? You have online portal, e-commerce portal where customers can directly go and order products, or they can simply walk into your branch office, let's say sales office outlet in any city. That means you have two distribution channels. One is e-commerce and one is outlet. Okay. So the previous thing what I told, the divisions, the types of products, let's say information technology products, consumer electronics, and home appliances. These are the three divisions you deal with, product divisions. Let's say the whole, uh, the controlling body of your whole business, that is corporate office, that I identified as company code, company's code. We'll talk about that again. Okay. So like this, you will have several nodes of your business or business units of your business, which are uh, created or maintained to handle your business activities um, at you know, across the country. Okay, this is how roughly you will have a business structure established in your business. Okay, now we'll see what kind of business units or org units are available in SAP system, and what are relevant for sales and distribution module, and what are other integrated business units which we will be working. I mean, sales and distribution module guys are working frequently. Okay, now, so let's talk about all the relevant uh, org elements for sales and distribution module. Okay, first, give me a minute. Yeah, here I'll say enterprise structure. So first org element is company. Okay, company is the name of the group. let's say name of the group or entity, business entity. To take example, Reliance. So Reliance got many business areas, but it is called as a whole Reliance Industries Limited. That is RIL, right? RIL is, I'll take Reliance as an example, better understanding. Reliance Industries Limited. Industries Limited is group name. If you take Tata, Tata Sons is a group name, correct? So like that, Adani Group. Okay, like this, you'll have group name, which represents the name of the company in SAP system. So we have to create company in SAP that identifies the group name. The next org element or org unit is company code. Company code is highest org element FI module, finance, and this is legal entity. Legal entity means this is mandatory. Why I'm saying it as legal entity? Because your profit and loss accounts, balance sheets, okay, other financial reports or statements are extracted at this level, okay, and that is the reason I'm calling it as company code. Okay, sorry, legal entity. You will have to have at least one company code per country. If you have business in multiple countries, every country at least should have one company code. Let's say if you take India, you have to have one company code. So this company code represents your business at country level, and your taxes are paid at this entity level, that is company code level. You show balance sheet to government and other financial institutions at this company code level. Okay. Other financial statements are also extracted at this level. That is why I'm calling it as legal entity. Okay. Then, so this belong to, see, company belong to FI module. We don't have to create it in real time, but for our practice purpose, we create here. Okay, I'll just give you the module name also. So here, this is also belong to FI module. Finance guys will create it in projects, but in our demo system, we create it because we need to have this company code created for running our sales transactions. The next thing is sales organization. Sales organization. So this is highest org unit in sales and distribution. I'll say SD. I can say sales only. Okay, sales, and all sales activities. All sales activities are monitored by this entity. The inquiry, quotation, order, whatever it is. So in order to create a sales transaction, you have to have a sales organization. Okay. Sales organization is must to create sales transactions. Okay. Now I have distribution. Okay. We'll talk about sales organization again. So sales organization represents the sales of a business. You may have one sales org per country or multiple sales orgs. if your business is so complex. Okay. For an example, if you take Reliance as an example, think that you have Reliance Geo. If you take Reliance Geo as a business entity, you may have sales organization for corporate sales, a separate sales org, and for the consumer network, let's say the mobile networks, a different sales org. So in this way, you can have two sales organizations. So why I need to have two sales organizations? To capture my business, activities separately for each line of business. Okay. So if you take uh, Reliance Digital as an entity, this digital will have, let's say, online sales, one separate sales organization, that is e-commerce, and the store sales, a separate sales organization. So it depends, because Reliance business is so complex. So you may have multiple sales orgs within a company code. So most of the times, if you take corporate business, like organized business structures, you will have one sales org per country, and it depends again if your business is more complex. Okay, then you go for, let's say, one sales org cannot handle the sales of Reliance Industries and Reliance Digital in India. You can divide your business into sales org north and sales org south. This can be one of the criteria to have multiple sales organizations. Okay. Now we'll see distribution channel. So distribution channel is nothing but the medium or the channel of products are reaching the customer. So let's say there is a customer, Shravan. Shravan always buys. He buys in Reliance Digital only, but he always chooses online, or he always chooses factory outlet, or he always chooses a retail store. So here itself we have three different distribution channels: e-commerce, factory outlet, or retailer. So it depends on the customer, place of customer, or the way customer purchases your product. So let's say if I buy a product in e-commerce portal, then for me, they assign me distribution channel as e-commerce. If I go and purchase it in an outlet, okay, directly in company outlet, that can be called as factory outlet sales, direct sales distribution channel. Okay. If I buy it in a retail store, let's say I buy a laptop, Dell laptop in a Chroma or Ejon or something. For Dell, they assign me a distribution channel as retailer. So since I'm talking about Reliance, if I have any Reliance product to purchase, if I go to their own outlet, then it is depot sales or direct sales. If I go to any other retailer, let's say these guys, if I want to buy a Geo router, so it is not always possible to buy through the Reliance company itself, right? I'll go to any retailer, the mobile shop here, and purchase it. So he is a retailer, right? For me, the distribution channel is retailer now. So distribution channel is nothing but the medium or the way how customer is purchasing your product. So let it be retail or e-com or factory outlet. Okay. Then divisions. So division is product classification. Depending on product line, you create divisions. Let's say if you take Reliance Digital as an example, as I said, you will have Information technology products, that is one division. I'll call it as IT. Let me write division, IT, one division. Consumer electronics, CA, another division. And I can have mobiles as, okay, another division. I can, this belong to IT, but I'll write it as a separate division. Then I'll have white goods, home appliances as another division. So the division is based on your products, type of products, and distribution channel is based on your customer, right? How he is going to purchase. So you can make the differentiation here. Distribution channel is decided based on the customer. If a customer is purchasing through retail channel, then we assign him a retail distribution channel. But division is purely based on your product classification, product category. Okay, so that is what your division. The next thing we have is sales office. Sales office means your branch office or outlet, sales outlet. So you have Reliance Digital in Koramangala. That is an outlet. You create a name for that Koramangala sales office and assign it in your structure. Okay, sales outlet where customer interacts with business, or customer sales office where customer interacts with business. That is called sales outlet. So what if customer is purchasing products online? Because he is interacting through web, right? You can say you can create a sales office with the name a web sales office. If you want to create, you can create a sales office with that name. Okay, then sales group. Sales group, nothing but sales employees, group of sales employees. Okay, so why I need to capture group of sales employees? So ultimately a sales transaction is handled by sales employees only, right? I should know which group is handling it. So let's say I am an institutional customer. I buy 1,000 laptops for my office purpose. So a normal sales guy cannot handle this. Sales manager has to come, right? So depending on the transaction type or the business or the revenue value, the order value, so you use the sales employees in your sales transactions. That is sales group of employees. Okay. So why I need to capture this group? Because based on the group, sometimes you calculate incentives for sales employees, right? So that is the reason you have to, and you should ultimately know who handled this transaction. If I want to calculate, if I want to contact business again after sales, I'll have to have a representative of it. For that purpose, I capture this group. And you can also enter sales employee number here. We will see that option later. Okay. The next thing is plant. So plant is nothing but, so as you know, plant in generic terms, it is a place where you manufacture goods, right? But when it comes to SAP, plant is a place where you manufacture or store goods. A place where goods are manufactured or stored, both. So let's say I have a trading company. I don't manufacture. Then in that case, my godown, my distribution center becomes a plant here. So If you take plant, you can say distribution center or a manufacturing plant. Okay, so don't get confused. Plant is nothing but only manufacturing plant. No, it can be a manufacturing unit or it can be a distribution center, DC. Okay, then you have shipping point. So shipping point is, it is part of a plant which is used to ship goods. So what is shipping point? If you take a plant, let's say if you take a plant, Reliance plant, so you will have different kinds of products, different sizes of products. There are products which can be loaded manually. Let's say your laptops, mobiles, other small devices can be loaded manually, right? So then there are big products like uh, generators. Okay, think that Reliance also manufactures generators and other telecommunication equipment. So these cannot be loaded with manpower. You need cranes or forklift. So forklifts are generally used in FMCG industry, but think that these equipments, telecommunication equipments, are loaded to vehicles using a crane. So think you store all these products like electronics, mobiles, home appliances, and telecommunication equipments in one plant. Is it possible to load these electronics and mobiles to vehicles in the place where crane is fit? So you have different kinds of products. So which there are products which you need to use cranes to load into vehicles, and there are products which can be loaded manually. You cannot use common shipping point for both of these shipping types. So you have to have a dedicated shipping point for manual loading, and you have to have a dedicated shipping point for goods which can be loaded through cranes. So they think that there is you're operating a crane for loading goods. Think about a situation where people are going and loading in the same area manually to vehicles. It is dangerous, right? That is the reason shipping point is nothing but the place in a plant which is used to load your goods, where shipping starts. It can be manual shipping point or or so that is what shipping point. Then finally we have storage location. So storage location is nothing but it is again a place in plant, but not the exit or entry point. It is within plant which is identified for storing different types of products. What kind of products here? Let's say semi-finished goods. That means they're not ready for sales. You identify this with location 0, 1, 0. This is for semi-finished goods. Okay. You assign a location now. Say, let's say you divide your plant into different sections. The points which are very near to shipping point, the place very near to shipping point is identified as sales location. So the area, let's say some 1,000 square feet area belong to sales products. So you store all the sellable products there. Sales location. You identify the sales location with, let's say 0001. This is your sales location. Then semi-finished products which are not ready to sell. They are semi-finished. You cannot sell them. You identify them. I mean, you store them in a location called semi-finished goods location, and logically you give a number to that location, that is 0010. Then you have a location, dedicated location for damages. Let's say it is 0002. Okay. Then think that, okay, you have products which can be returned to vendor. You cannot sell them. You have to return it to vendor. Okay. So you can store them in separate location. 0003. So like this, if you take a plant, you may have stocks which can be sold, or I mean the other types of products, I mean other status you can say, like damages, semi-finished, quality, ending products. Every kind of category will have its own storage location. That location can be identified with a number, a logical number in SAP. Okay. Now, so this is the enterprise structure which belong to sales. So in this, we have written source modules for few org objects, but forgot to maintain for others. Your sales org is created by SD guys, sales and distribution module. Distribution channel also belong to sales and distribution. Your division belong to a module called logistic general. Okay. Sales office again belong to sales and distribution module. Sales group belong to sales and distribution module. Plant belong to, okay, logistic general module. Shipping point belong to logistic execution. Okay. Storage location belong to materials management. Okay. So these are the source modules. So you as SAP SD consultant is responsible to create org elements which belong to sales and distribution. Okay. You're not going to touch other objects. There will be dedicated teams to handle all these tasks in different modules. So though we are, I mean, though we belong to SD, but for our demo purpose, we will be creating all these modules. I mean, org elements which belong to other modules. But in real time, in projects, you will be responsible to create org objects in your area. If someone asks you to create company code, you can say that is not your task. You can reroute it to finance guys. Okay. So like that, you have to be aware of your work area. You know how to create, but still you should not touch others' work. Let them do their work. I mean, do your job. That's it. Okay. So now, quickly, I'll go and create all these org elements in SAP system. As I said, to customize anything, to create anything which is related to business setup, you have to have access for IMG menu, that is SPRO transaction code. I'm going to transaction code SPRO now and see, click on IMG, that is reference IMG. If you see here, enterprise structure, this is the place where you create all your org elements. Now go to enterprise structure, definition. Definition means creation. So you can create objects and org objects by module. See here, financial accounting, controlling, logistic general, sales and distribution, materials management, logistics execution, plant maintenance, human resource management. So we will be using these menu options to create our org elements. Let's, to start with, I'll go to financial accounting because I need to create company and company code in financial accounting. I'll create a company now. See here, you don't give names here. You have to identify these org objects with numbers, numeric or alphanumeric. Let's say, see, 1000 is standard. You have to take 1000 as standard one. You refer it as a original entry. Okay. Think that, okay, I'll create a company name with, 1005. I mean, 1005. My organization in this system is represented with 1005, I mean 1005 number. Okay, my company name 1005. I can say ABC. Okay, it is already available. What name we can give? Any suggestion? Let's say Tata Sons, Tata Group. I can say Tata Group. So you can enter other basic details like which country it belongs to, which language key we use in India, that is English business language, and which currency we use here. Okay, which currency we use in India? INR. I'll write it. Okay. Save it. When you save it, you will receive a pop-up. This is called transport request, as I said earlier. So let's say I have think that I am executing a new project. I am creating a new project. So earlier I have a TR for a demo project. Now I'll create a new TR saying that Tata project or Tata client or Tata project, whatever it is. Now from now on, all my changes will be stored in this TR which belongs to Tata project unless I change it. So if I don't change, my changes will keep saving to this TR number. Okay, yes, company is created now. So I'm going to create company code now. See, remember while creating company code and plant, you have to copy it from 1000. Okay, you have to copy it from 1000. Why? Because SAP has provided 1000 as an example in demo system, but in real-time servers, you will have country-specific templates. You will have, for India, if you want to create a company code for India, you will have a template called IN00. Your company code for India, which is provided by SAP, is IN00. This IN00 will have all the required settings for India business based on Indian legal requirements. If you want to create a company code in real time for India, you copy it from IN00 to your number, whatever you want. So you can give any alphanumeric characters here. So since I am going with 1005, I'll go with 1005 here. Okay. So as I said, I need to copy it from 1000, right? It is mandatory. If you don't copy it from 1000, you end up with errors. You will have errors in sales document processing, which you cannot clear. It takes days together to clear them. Even in real time, it is a standard practice that we copy it from templates. For demo purpose, we use 1000 as reference company code. Okay. Now, this is the option which is used to copy. After clicking copy button, it takes time because it has to copy data from existing object, that is 1000. It takes little time. We will wait for that. Okay. Let it complete. Check how much time I have. I have 2 minutes time. That's okay. No worries. let it copy. We will disconnect and connect back. Some more 10 minutes, guys. I don't take much time of yours. 10 more minutes. So meanwhile, I'll also copy plant, because these are the two objects which takes a little bit time for creation, plant and company code. So where I said where I can create plant, I can create plant in logistics general. I'll go to enterprise structure, definition, logistics general. So see here, define, copy, delete, check plant. This is the option. Here you go to copy, delete, check plant. You get similar screen, see, but description is different. Organizational object, plant. But for company code, it is organizational object, company code. So that is the difference. Now you click on this copy button. See here, it says copy object as. See, click on this. It also takes little more time. Let's wait for it. I'm in company code screen now. So if it disconnects, please rejoin again. 64% is completed.